I wanted to film my everyday blowout routine, and when I say every day, I mean like every 3 days whenever I decide to wash my hair. But this is the final look that we're going for, just so you can kind of see the end result. And I love this routine because it's extremely fast. It takes me probably like 7 or so minutes from start to finish. I don't section my hair, I just get it done. If I had more time, I would probably use more rollers. I would pin the curls up. I might do a little bit of sectioning, and I might use some hairspray. But on a day-to-day basis, this is just a way to get out the door quickly and still have my hair looking somewhat presentable. I do have pretty fine hair, so not sectioning it kind of works for me. I have a lot of it, but it's very thin and fine. So if you have thicker hair, you might want to do some sectioning, but if your hair is like mine or thinner, you really don't need to get the finished look that you're going for. I'm also going to attempt a voiceover today because I am weirdly cringed out by the sound of hair dryers, and so I don't want you to have to listen to a hair dryer throughout this whole video, and I also don't want to listen to it while I'm editing. So we are going to try to figure out how to do a voiceover and hope that that works out for this video. So let's go ahead and get started. So I just got out of the shower about 20 minutes ago. I let my hair sit in a towel while I do my makeup just so it dries a little bit. I would say it's like 40% dry right now. And then I put in my Hairstyle, bear with me, this has the most obnoxiously long name, Resistance Cement Thermique Resurfacing Strengthening Milk Leave-In. My goodness. This is really lightweight though, so it doesn't weigh your hair down, and it smells like grapefruit. So I just put this on the mids and ends of my hair and kind of scrunch it in. I then apply the Tresemme Volume Mousse. It's really hard for me to get volume in my hair with my hair type, but I also don't like the feeling of a lot of product in my hair. So this mousse gives me a little bit of extra volume without, again, feeling heavy. So I focus this mainly on my roots, and then I pull the rest of it down toward my ends just to give me a little bit more body throughout. Next, I'm rough drying the roots of my hair with my hair dryer because I am using the air wrap today, and it turns out so much better if the roots are completely dry before I start using the curling attachments. The air wrap does come with a hair dryer attachment, so before I had this supersonic hair dryer, I would just use that, but this one is more powerful, so it gets the job done a lot quicker, and I hate blow drying my hair, so whatever I can do to speed up this process, I will do. You do not need Dyson tools for this look. You can create the same type of blowout look with just a regular hair dryer and round brush, or with a blow dry brush, or sometimes I'll use a 1.5-inch curling iron with the same method that I'm using the air wrap with. So the air wrap is not necessary for this look. I just use it because I have it. Once my roots are pretty much dry, I'll take some sort of comb and just section out my part so that my hair lays how I want it to, and then I'm going to comb out all of the tangles. I try to be gentle here and work from the ends of my hair up, but I'm not someone who's great about being super careful and gentle with their hair. I know I need to do better because postpartum hair loss is coming probably in like a month, just based on my timeline from last time, but that's something I'm still working on. And then just to give you a visual, this is about how dry my hair is right now after the rough dry. Next, I'm using the round brush attachment on the air wrap, and I'm going to section out the front little pieces of my hair, like the bang area, and I'll use the round brush attachment to brush them forward and back a couple of times until they're heated enough, and then I'm going to use a large roller just to set that section. I just got a big pack of rollers on Amazon, and I'm using the largest one from the pack. Okay, then I start in the back. I do not section my hair off at all with clips, but I do use the larger of the two curling barrels that come with the air wrap. And I have the long versions of the barrels, which are game changing if you have hair that is, I would say, below your shoulder blades. I would definitely recommend the long barrels if you have the air wrap or are getting the air wrap and have long hair. You don't have to fight for all of your hair to fit on the attachment, and you don't have to go over it a million times. I curl the hair under and roll it all the way up. I hold it for about 10 seconds. I don't really count. I just go based on, I don't know, vibes, I guess. I turn the air wrap off, I let the curl go, and I just toss it to the back of my head. I don't use the cool shot feature. I've tried doing my hair with and without that, and honestly, it doesn't really make a difference on my hair type, so I just bypass it. I know some people also leave the air wrap on as they're releasing their curl, but I don't do that because it tousles my hair just a little bit too much. And again, since I have fine hair, it can get tangled and disheveled looking really easily. I do the rest of this side the same exact way, and then I leave this same barrel on to do the other side since I am curling under instead of outwards or inwards. If I was doing normal curls with these barrels, I would switch out to the barrel that comes with it that has the arrow facing the opposite direction. But again, since I'm curling all of my hair under for this look, there's no need to switch out the barrel, so it just saves a step. So once my hair is all curled, I'm just going to let it sit and cool for, I don't know, as long as it takes me to get my kids changed and ready for the day, maybe like 10 minutes, and then I'll be back to finish it up. Now I'm taking a wide tooth comb and just very, very lightly brushing it out. My hair does not hold a curl super well, and I'm not necessarily wanting this to be a curly look, but I do want it to hold some of that bend and volume at the bottom. So just doing that very loosely, and then again resectioning out my parts. To finish it off, I spray a little bit of the Amika Top Gloss Shine Spray. I really don't like hairspray unless I need my hair to last all day or to look good for something specific, but normally I try to keep as little product in it as possible. So this is the finished look. I hope that it was helpful, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!